Level 1, Ferrari 16 titles. Ferrari isn't just a team, they're a religion. The prancing horse has been racing since 1950. 16 Constructor championships spread across 7 decades of dominance. But here's the brutal truth nobody talks about enough. Their last title came in 2008 with Kimi Räikkönen. 17 years ago, George W. Bush was still president. The iPhone had just launched, Facebook required a college email. Since then, nothing but pain disguised as potential. Let's rewind to when Ferrari actually won things consistently. The 60s brought 2 titles with John Surtees in 1964. Then came the Niki Lauda era, pure dominance in fire. 1975, 1976, 1977, the flat 12 screaming through Monza. Lauda survived the Nürburgring inferno and still won championships. Jody Scheckter grabbed 1979 before the wilderness years hit. The 80s delivered 2 more, 1982 and 1983. Then silence until the Michael Schumacher apocalypse began in 1999. From 1999 to 2004, Ferrari won 6 straight constructor titles. Schumacher, Barrichello, Bridgestone tires and Ross Brawn's genius brain. The F2004 remains the most dominant car ever built. 13 wins in 18 races, title wrapped up by August. TV ratings tanked because everyone knew Ferrari would win. 2007 brought Kimi Räikkönen and one final glory lap. 2008 Felipe Massa almost had it, Lewis stole it. Then the curse began, 17 years and still counting. Sebastian Vettel joined in 2015 thinking he'd restore glory. 4 years of coming second, losing to Mercedes every time. 2017 and 2018 felt winnable, both slipped through Ferrari's fingers. Vettel spun in Germany, crashed in Monza and crumbled under pressure. Charles Leclerc arrived in 2019 as the chosen one. Fast, fearless, red blood pumping through his Monaco-born veins. He grabbed 7 poles in 2019, 0 championships since. Carlos Sainz won races, built consistency, then got replaced. Lewis Hamilton joins Ferrari in 2025, chasing title number 8. If Hamilton had joined in 2017 instead of staying at Mercedes. 2024 saw Ferrari finish 3rd behind McLaren and Red Bull. Leclerc and Sainz combined for 5 wins, but inconsistency killed. The team principal chair spins faster than the steering wheel. Maurizio Arrivabene, Mattia Binotto, Frédéric Vasseur, the carousel never stops. Ferrari remains Formula One's biggest paradox wrapped in Italian passion. The most titles in history, the longest drought currently. Level 2 McLaren 10 titles. McLaren just made history by reaching double digits in 2025. Only the second team ever to hit 10 constructor championships. Bruce McLaren founded the team in 1963 with pure ambition. Their first title came in 1974 with Emerson Fittipaldi. Then the turbo era exploded, and McLaren became unstoppable monsters. 1984 marked the beginning with Niki Lauda's razor precision. Alain Prost joined and together they dominated the mid-80s. 1984-1985, then the most dominant season ever witnessed. 1988 McLaren Honda MP44, 15 wins from 16 races. Ayrton Senna versus Alain Prost, teammates turned sworn enemies. They won again in 1989, 1990, 1991, absolute perfection. Ron Dennis built a team obsessed with technical excellence. Then came the wilderness, 7 years without a single title. Mika Hakkinen brought McLaren back in 1998 with Adrian Newey. The MP413 Silver Arrow carved through Ferrari's red dominance. 1998 champion, then darkness returned for 2 long decades. Lewis Hamilton almost won in 2007 as a fearless rookie. Fernando Alonso joined, politics exploded, the Spygate scandal erupted. McLaren lost all constructor points and paid a $100 million fine. Hamilton won the driver's title in 2008 individually. But the Constructors' Championship slipped to Ferrari that year. 2024 changed everything when Lando Norris finally came alive. Oscar Piastri joined, and suddenly McLaren remembered how to win. They snatched the Constructors' title from Red Bull's crumbling empire. 2025 brought title number 10, cementing McLaren's legendary status. Andrea Stella transformed the team from midfield jokes to champions. Zak Brown's American business brain combined with Italian engineering passion. The Papaya Orange Rockets proved consistency beats occasional brilliance. Level 3 Williams 9 titles. Williams Racing once ruled Formula One like absolute tyrants. 9 Constructor championships between 1980 and 1997, pure domination. Sir Frank Williams built an empire from a tiny garage. Patrick Head designed cars that redefined aerodynamic engineering forever. 1980 brought their first title with Alan Jones driving. In 1981, Nelson Piquet was crowned champion in the FW07C machine. Then came the turbo era, and Williams stumbled slightly. But 1986 marked their return with Honda power screaming. Nelson Piquet and Nigel Mansell fought each other and everyone. 1987, another title despite internal warfare between teammates constantly. The FW14B in 1992 remains the most technologically advanced car. Active suspension, traction control, anti-lock brakes, computer-controlled perfection. Nigel Mansell won 9 races and dominated like a British lion. In 1993, Alain Prost returned and grabbed his 4th title easily. Ayrton Senna joined in 1994, believing the FW16 meant glory. Then Imola happened, Tamburello Wall, the sport changed forever. Williams still won the Constructors' title through unimaginable grief. 1996 and 1997 brought the final 2 titles ever. Damon Hill, Jacques Villeneuve, Renault engines, Adrian Newey's genius. Then BMW left, Honda left, Renault left, everyone abandoned. Williams became a customer team, buying engines off the shelf. 2024 saw them finish dead last with 0 points scored. Logan Sargent and Alex Albon couldn't extract miracles from machinery. Franco Colapinto showed flashes, but the car remained a tractor. From 9 Constructor titles to backmarker embarrassment in 20 years. Carlos Sainz joins for 2025 hoping to resurrect the legend. If Newey had stayed at Williams instead of joining McLaren. Level 4 Mercedes 8 titles. Mercedes holds the record nobody will probably ever break again. 8 consecutive Constructor championships from 2014 through 2021, perfection. They didn't just win, they suffocated every competitor alive. 2014 brought the hybrid era, and Mercedes cracked the code. While Ferrari struggled with fuel flow and Red Bull burned engines, Mercedes showed up with a power unit nobody could touch. Lewis Hamilton and Nico Rosberg became the Silver Arrow missiles. 2014, 2015, 2016, 3 straight with internal civil war brewing. Hamilton versus Rosberg reached nuclear levels of teammate hatred. Spain 2016, they crashed into each other on lap 1. Austria 2016, last corner contact, Rosberg won, Hamilton fumed. Rosberg grabbed the 2016 title, then quit 5 days later. He walked away as world champion, refusing to fight anymore. Valtteri Bottas replaced him as the perfect wingman soldier. 2017 through 2020, 4 more titles with Hamilton leading brilliantly. Ferrari challenged in 2017 and 2018, both times falling short. Red Bull emerged in 2021 with Max Verstappen's raw aggression. Abu Dhabi controversy aside, Mercedes still won the Constructors' crown. Then 2022's ground effect regulations nuked their entire philosophy. Porpoising bouncing, Lewis's back screaming in pain every lap. 0 wins in 2022, their first winless season since 2011. George Russell replaced Bottas but couldn't rescue the sinking ship. 2023 brought 1 win, 2024 brought 3, progressed glacially slow. From 8 straight titles to fighting McLaren for podium scraps. If Mercedes had figured out ground effects from day 1. Level 5 Lotus 7 titles. Lotus defined innovation when Formula One was still finding itself. Colin Chapman built cars that shouldn't work but dominated anyway. 7 Constructor championships between 1963 and 1978, revolutionary engineering. The Lotus 25 in 1963 pioneered the monocoque chassis design. Jim Clark drove it to their first Constructors title easily. 1965 brought another with Clark cementing his legendary status. In 1968, Graham Hill won after Clark died in a Formula 2 crash. The entire paddock mourned the greatest natural talent ever witnessed. Jochen Rindt won the 1970 title posthumously after the Monza tragedy. Emerson Fittipaldi grabbed 1972 and 1973 with ground effect beginnings. 1978 marked Lotus's final title, with Mario Andretti flying. The Lotus 79 introduced sidepods that sucked cars to tarmac. Chapman invented ground effect, everyone else just copied it badly. Ayrton Senna joined Lotus in 1985 and won 6 races total. But by then Lotus was fading, Chapman had died. The team stumbled through the 90s, burning cash constantly. 1994 brought the final race, Malaysia, then Lotus disappeared completely. 7 titles built on innovation, risk, and Chapman's restless genius. Level 6 Red Bull 6 titles. Red Bull Racing proves energy drinks can build championship dynasties. 6 Constructor titles split across 2 eras of complete domination. Dietrich Mateschitz bought Jaguar Racing in 2004 for peanuts. Adrian Newey joined in 2006, everything changed overnight instantly. 2010 marked their first title, with Sebastian Vettel barely winning. Then 2011, 2012, 2013, 3 straight years of German precision. The RB7, RB8, RB9 were engineering masterpieces with exhaust blowing. Vettel grabbed 4 straight drivers' titles, Mark Webber played wingman. Multi-21 controversy aside, Red Bull dominated the early 2010s. Then Mercedes' hybrid era began, and Red Bull became midfield. Max Verstappen joined in 2016 as a 17-year-old prodigy. He won on debut for Red Bull, the youngest winner ever. But championships required better cars. Honda returned in 2019. 2021 brought chaos, Abu Dhabi controversy, Verstappen's first title. 2022 and 2023 saw Red Bull become unstoppable juggernauts again. The RB19 in 2023 won 21 from 22 races. Verstappen lapped half the field regularly like a video game. Then 2024 arrived and McLaren's papaya rockets destroyed them. Sergio Perez collapsed, Red Bull lost the Constructors' championship. Internal politics exploded, Christian Horner survived FIA investigations barely. If Perez had matched Verstappen's pace even slightly in 2024. Level 7 Cooper. 2 titles. Cooper Car Company built their legend with just 2 titles. 1959 and 1960, back when Formula One was basically organized. But those 2 years changed motorsport engineering forever completely. Every car before Cooper had engines in the front. Heavy, unstable, like driving a sofa with a rocket attached. John Cooper and his father Charles thought that seemed stupid. They moved the engine behind the driver for better balance. Jack Brabham drove the Cooper T51 to 1959's championship. Everyone laughed initially, then realized Cooper was beating them badly. In 1960, Brabham won again. The mid-engine revolution became mandatory. Within 3 years, every team copied Cooper's radical design completely. Stirling Moss, Bruce McLaren, legends drove for Cooper Racing. But Cooper was a tiny privateer team without factory backing. Bigger teams with more money absorbed their innovation quickly. By 1964, Cooper couldn't compete with Lotus and Ferrari budgets. They continued racing until 1969, then quietly shut the doors. 2 titles, revolutionary impact, forgotten by casual fans today. Cooper proved small teams with big ideas can rewrite history. They never returned, but their legacy lives in every car. Mid-engine layouts remain standard because Cooper dared to think differently. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Formula One history, hit subscribe. We're breaking down every era, every rivalry, every scandal. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.